Hello everyone, welcome to GeoSmart. This is Vikas Patil. This video is about the lines of latitude. Let's begin. Well, if I ask you to describe a location of a place, you can use various landmarks to describe the location. For instance, you can say that place is near the library, or it's the third room from the office, or you might name the street where it is located. You can also give the name of the area and probably the city. Well, this becomes easy in our day-to-day usage of describing location. But imagine, well, if you look at this ball actually represents the Earth. It's a 3D spherical shaped object, just like our Earth. It doesn't have any top or bottom or sides or corners. Now imagine if you have to describe the location of this star on this football, or maybe this star. I know it's going to be difficult. Now think about describing any place on this huge planet. So it is indeed very difficult. So the Earth's grid comes to the rescue. The Earth's grid is nothing but a network of horizontal and vertical lines. It actually helps us locating a place by the intersection of these lines. So wherever a vertical line and a horizontal line meet, that's the location of the place. Right? Okay. Now to make any set of lines, we have to have some reference points. Now on a spherical Earth, the first reference point is very easy. That's the equator. Equator is created by joining all the places equidistant from North Pole and South Pole. So once you connect all of them, it creates a circle, which is the equator. Now that's our first reference point. Then North Pole and South Pole are obviously the next reference points. These are very easy to use reference points because they are fixed. We know their location. Now, if you are thinking that the grid lines are created recently in the history, of course it is not. Scholars right from the 3rd century BC, they were able to create grid lines on Earth. Of course they were not as sophisticated and accurate as we have now, but then somebody like Eratosthenes was able to create horizontal and vertical lines to create the grid of Earth. Now let's understand latitudes. Latitudes are can be described as a set of horizontal lines that we can see on the globe or on the map. Now, how are these lines drawn? These lines are nothing but angular distance of any place north or south of the equator, as equator is the reference point. So any place which is located to the north or south, there is an angular distance that is associated with it. Let's understand this. Equator divides the Earth into two hemispheres, northern and southern hemisphere. So if we have to draw a latitude, we need to take the center of the Earth, and with reference to equator as 0 degree, we have to measure the angular distance. So if a place is 45 degrees to the north of equator, so we take an angle of 45 degrees from the center of the Earth, and that point is marked as 45 degrees north. When we join all the places at 45 degree north, it will create a circle, and that circle will be the latitude, 45 degree north latitude. In this example, you can see 60 degree north latitude being drawn. Alright, so we take the center with reference to the center and equator as 0 degree. This is 60 degrees. Similarly, we have 30 degrees, then we have 90 degrees. So latitudes are nothing but angular. This is one more example of how they are drawn. So 0 degree, then we take 30 degrees, and all the places at 30 degrees north of equator, if we join them, we create a circle, that is the latitude, 30 degree north latitude. So we have 90 latitudes in the northern hemisphere and 90 latitudes in the southern hemisphere. Now for more accuracy, every 1 degree of latitude is divided into 60 minutes, and further each minute of latitude is divided into 60 seconds. So that is for precise location of any place. Characteristics of latitude. First one, all lines of latitudes are complete circles except North Pole and South Pole, which are just points. Then equator is the largest line of latitude, and the length of other latitudes keep decreasing as we go towards the poles. So as we go away from the equator, the size of these circles, these lines, would decrease. All the lines of latitude are parallel to each other. They are parallel to the equator as well, and that is why they are also known as parallels. So lines of latitudes are also known as parallels. Then the ground distance, since they are parallel, the ground distance between latitudes, successive latitudes, remain fixed, that is 111 km. Equator is the largest line of latitude, and that it is also known as great circle. We'll learn great circle in the next session. So for now, you just remember equator is the great circle, and rest of the lines of latitude are small circles. Now I'm sure you know that the Earth's axis is inclined, it's tilted, it's not vertical. So it's tilted to 23.5 degrees from the perpendicular of the ecliptic. This is the plane of the ecliptic. This is along which the Earth revolves around the Sun. So from plane of ecliptic, Earth's inclination is 66.5, and from perpendicular of the ecliptic it is 23.5. Right? Now once we know the angle of inclination of Earth, we can easily name the important latitudes. They are similar to the angle of inclination. So 23.5 degrees in the north is Tropic of Cancer, 66.5 degrees north is Arctic Circle. Then 23.5 degrees south is Tropic of Capricorn, 66.5 degrees south is Antarctic Circle, and then 90 degree north and south are North and South Pole respectively. I hope you had fun learning lines of latitude. Thank you for watching the video.